Hello, and welcome back to the Unbounded Artistry podcast.
Hi, we're back.
Yeah, we're back with season 3, episode 1.
We had a short season last year, only one episode long.
Yeah, that's because we had a global pandemic.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys were aware, but that happened.
It's still happening.
It's still happening.
Oh, jeez.
So it kind of complicated life for us a little bit, and complicated our content and making content, and we kind of had things on pause for a little bit.
Yeah, for like a year.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A little bit of a transition. So we thought we would talk about how our 2020 went and what we're planning for 2021.
Well, 2020 went kind of boring.
I mean, I wouldn't say boring.
I mean, I would.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, every day kind of felt the same.
Yes, but there were some pretty big things that happened.
Well, I mean, besides that, it was kind of a boring year.
Yeah, I guess. Like, we didn't do anything. We didn't, do anything for holidays. We haven't gone anywhere. Nothing for birthdays. It was just kind of us in the house.
With the kids.
Since March. With our fur babies.
Now they're super spoiled.
Yeah. I got some attachment problems now. Madison's been in my lap 24/7. So if I walk outside, she starts freaking out.
She's at the door right now. I can hear her huffing every once in a while.
Yeah. She's like, Mother! So we had some, normal drama. In 2020, we had just house issues. Carpenter ants were eating our house. So that was cool.
Yeah, not very cool. Yeah, I noticed the one day, I was in the basement and there's a pile of wood down there. I'm like, oh no, this isn't good.
Yeah, there was huge ants just popping up everywhere and not okay. So
No.
we ended up having to call an exterminator. It was weird to have somebody in the house during all of this because we had been super careful. We hadn't gone anywhere. We're social distancing, and then we had to have somebody come inside, and I was freaking out a little bit. But I mean, they took precautions. They were wearing the feet coverings and the mask and stuff, but it was still weird having somebody come into our space.
Yeah, because you just feel it's safe because it's isolated from everyone else, and then having somebody that you don't know come in, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, didn't like it. That had to happen a couple more times because then we also had a leak. Our roof was leaking in the kitchen, so we had to have somebody come fix that. And then also in the bathroom a day later.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah, and the kitchen is still leaking.
Yep. And then the hot water heater.
Yeah, that just stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
We had to get it fixed because winter was approaching and we're we can't do these cold showers in the winter. I won't survive.
No.
I'd get hypothermia and I'd probably die.
Yeah. I think it was busted when we first moved in because we never really had hot water. It was always warm. And then
occasionally.
Yeah.
There'd be times where you turned it on and it wouldn't be warm at all.
Yeah. Especially towards the end, it was just ice cold and it wouldn't warm up in the slightest. So I was oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's happening.
So
then we're okay, I guess we do have to actually fix it. So yeah. Yep. It was weird having people come into the house and then we had to disinfect everything just in case, and It was really nerve-wracking. What other tragedies did we have? My country blew up. That was cool. Lebanon blew up at the port, exploded. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and they lost one of their biggest grain silos too or something, right?
Yeah. Luckily I didn't lose any like family or anything. They lost their home, some of them, but could have been a lot worse. Um, so that was that.
What else?
The car stuff.
Oh yeah, like car inspections. So in New York, you gotta get your car inspected every year. So we brought Rose's in first, and hers passed without a problem, which is good. Then they brought mine in, and then I get a call, and they're like, the mechanical stuff on your car is fine, it passes, but we don't have any emissions data. I'm like, oh, what does that mean? And they're like, did you recently like get a new battery, or did your battery die? Like, and I was like, yeah. Because of the pandemic, I wasn't driving anywhere, so my car just sat, and then the battery died.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, well, you got to drive it like 100 miles. You got to do like stop and go and highway. So we did that over the weekend, and I made a new appointment. I brought the car back, and then I get another call, and I'm like, okay, hopefully we're good. But no, they're like, no, that still doesn't have any emissions data. I'm like, oh my God. So I drove it for like another 50 miles. Then I made a new appointment, and I brought it back again. And then finally it passed. I was like, oh my God. Like, I didn't know that if your car battery died, you lost like all this data.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, wouldn't it be stored somewhere where it's not impacted by a battery?
You would think. It's super weird. So that was fun,
Yeah.
going back and forth.
Yeah, so it really makes me like question like some of these like apocalyptic movies that they find this old car and it just starts up. It's like,
nope.
How? I didn't even not drive it for that long, and these people find a car like years later and they can start it up. I'm like, I don't know if that's correct.
No, not accurate.
Either that or I have a crappy battery.
No, I feel like it's just not accurate.
I hear the dog hopping.
Yeah, she's open at the door.
Oh, jeez.
She's like, do you hear me out here? What else happened? I had to get physical therapy in the middle of all of this for 12 weeks. So that was cool. It wasn't that bad at the beginning because like I was hoping it could be done virtually, but they're like, no, you have to like actually come in, because I messed up my rotator cuff. And at the beginning there was like barely anybody in the building because we were still like on lockdown. There was like New York pause and stuff in effect. So that was okay, but like as time like went on, like more and more people were like there when I went, and then like my physical therapist got COVID. And I was like, oh, awkward, because the one day I went in and she wasn't there. And then they were talking very loudly about it, so I was like, I probably am not supposed to be hearing this, but now my arm's better, so that's good. And then I had like other medical stuff I still do that I have to attend, like go see some specialists and stuff, and like I have to do all of it alone because you can't take anybody with you. It's just weird and awkward and uncomfortable. And I mean, they're trying to be safe and stuff, and like there's like little signs on the chairs like, can't sit here. Social distance, and like you have to carry your pen with you like everywhere you go because you can't like touch the other pens, and just really weird. And then I like come home and like just strip everything down, throw it in the washer, and jump in the shower because I'm like freaked out, like don't want to touch anything. So that's been interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
I mean, I didn't want to,
yeah, I know.
nor did I think I could do it, but like
you
kind of have to for certain things.
Yeah.
We've been trying to avoid anything that like isn't necessary. Like we didn't even take the kiddos to the vet because they're like, you have to like let us take them and like sit in your car, and I'm like, nope. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, as soon as things get better, we'll take them in.
Yeah.
To get their checkup.
I just don't want them to get the Rona.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as like groceries and stuff like that, we've just been doing like curbside pickup or just having them delivered, which has been interesting because I think it's something we're going to actually continue
Yeah.
after the pandemic because it saves both time and money.
Yeah.
Because we would spend like an hour and a half shopping, and we'd pick up all the stuff that was like impulse purchases, and now we just get what we need.
Yeah. That's been good. I mean, luckily we were both able to work from home like when this all started. So we were still able to work and get an income, and then like we weren't driving anywhere. So like I think I filled up my car twice like since March for gas and like the whole shopping stuff. Like because there's no impulse purchases or like there's nothing like we didn't do holiday stuff or anything. Like we actually were able to set some money aside this year, which was kind of nice
Yeah.
for a change.
Especially because you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Like what happened to me.
Yeah.
Um, I, like so many other people, lost my job, um, which was really like out of left field. It was very surprising because the company I work for is like super stable and like I always like felt very comfortable like job security wise, especially with the position that I held because it was like, you know, a complicated job to have. So I was like, I'm super busy all the time. I don't think this is something that I would ever like be at risk of losing. But I was wrong because they ended up outsourcing the position. They gave us like a couple months to find something else within the company, but during that whole time, I was like freaking out.
Yeah. We thought that if anyone was going to lose their job during this pandemic, it would probably be me because my job seems a lot more kind of unstable.
I feel like your company's pretty stable.
Yeah, but it just, out of the jobs that we had, it just seemed like mine would be like the first.
Yeah, well, wasn't you, it was me.
No.
So that was scary because I've never been through something like that before. And like just like I'm one of those people that has to plan everything, and then for something that's like unexpected to happen like that you can't plan for and you don't know what's going to happen, I was like completely panicking and worried about like how we were going to pay our bills and like what if I don't find something, and like now I have to go out in the middle of a pandemic and find a job, and it was really scary. But luckily, like I just posted to like a gajillion jobs and I was lucky enough to find a position within the same company, which is actually something that I'm really excited about. I started today, actually. So a really nice start to the new year. It's a design position, so I was like, oh, what? So it went from being something super negative to something actually pretty positive. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's like your dream job that you
Yeah.
had.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So everybody seems super nice and I'm very excited. So when they say that whole like when a door closes, a window opens or whatever, is it a window? Is
No,
it
when
another
it,
door?
yeah,
One
it's,
door closes, another opens.
yeah. When the
Climb in
door,
that window.
when the door. Oh my god.
I don't know the saying. Close enough. You know,
Yeah,
let a
close enough.
breeze in.
Sure, sure.
Open that
We'll,
window.
we'll just go with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was good. Um, I don't know. 2020 had its ups and downs.
Yeah. Speaking of like design stuff, like some of the jobs we had kind of had to take like a different route than normal. Usually would meet like in person with like people like as we do like the whole job and do like check-ins and with them, but everything had to be virtual, so we were doing like video chats and screen sharing, so it actually worked out pretty well. I think that's something that we would also probably continue in the future,
Yeah.
even if the pandemic is over. The only exception would be if we're actually like delivering like a physical product, because I feel like interacting with it like it hands on is a lot different than seeing it on a screen.
Yeah, like if we're doing like a wedding invitation like package kind of thing, like I think it would be more impactful for them to like kind of hold it and see how it's like pieced together and stuff. We can only do so much digitally, but definitely for like digital work, I think the new method's going to work out pretty cool. So that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
we were kind of like in limbo at the beginning because we were supposed to have some stuff to do, and then like everything was just like on hold because we were like, oh, okay, we can't really get anything done because like we were waiting on other stuff to get completed. Um, like from photographers and stuff like that, that like it just wasn't going to happen. So things were on hold for a little bit, but once it came together, we were all good.
Mm-hmm. And we also kind of shifted our business to the live streaming market as well. So we're on Twitch. We have a channel under Rosemary Teal and also Teal Fish Studio.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's been a nice transition. That's kind of part of why the podcast was on hold, because a lot of our content had to just completely change because we were making a lot of videos and stuff, and everything was like kind of centered around all of our nature photography, and there wasn't any of that this year.
Yeah, we didn't.
2020.
Yeah, we didn't make it to any of them. We tried a few times, but the lot was like always full, and we were like,
Yeah.
probably not something that we should do. Because like you don't know how everyone's handling it. Everyone's handling it differently. So, and the like, there's be like narrow pathways there too. So if you encounter someone without a mask, like you're gonna be like right next to them. So we're like, it's probably not worth it.
Yeah. So yeah, like basically all of our content kind of had to change. We were already kind of doing Twitch a little bit before all of this, but like I think we just kind of went full force. I think everybody did.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on Twitch.
I think just a lot of people that are kind of in our field, so to speak, switched over to kind of like live streaming. But it's been fun. We've kind of developed like a really nice community around us, and started a Discord and stuff. So that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, we got a really good community. We were lucky.
Very lucky. Nobody's been toxic, so that's been awesome. We've been doing like we'll do gaming together, and then that was the initial intent of me having a separate channel, is so that like when we did gaming, we'd have my perspective and Brandon's perspective, so that we could like splice the videos together for like YouTube and stuff. And then I found out that there's music on Twitch, and then I went down a rabbit hole. So I kind of started doing a lot more like music on there, and then I kind of pushed Brandon to start doing his music on there.
I do a little bit here and there.
Does those bumping beats.
Yeah, I make stuff in Ableton.
It's pretty awesome.
I try.
Pretty great. I love it. I just do like more acoustic stuff and play some originals and stuff. So it's been really fun, and we're gonna try to do more of that this year and be a little bit more consistent with streaming, and then do like the gaming streams and the music, and then we're gonna try to figure out better ways to like collaborate on music this year, because we were trying to do that, and we like the like latency and stuff between the two streams wasn't really working, so we were gonna have to kind of like do it in like one room to make it work right. So it'll be fun. And then we actually finally got an attachment we were waiting for one of our overhead setups, so we can start doing some art streams.
Yeah,
it's
just kind of facing the wrong direction. Yeah. So we need to see if there's like an L bracket or something like that.
Yeah.
So we can change the orientation. Otherwise, it's kind of a little
I mean, we can kind of rotate the camera image in like OBS, like the streaming software, but it's not going to be the right.
Yeah, it's not the aspect. Yeah. It's going to be a little off.
So we're closer.
Yeah, we're closer. It's
almost there.
We need to find one little piece that'll hopefully fix it.
Yeah. What else? Well, we're going to just do some fun, like just chatting streams and things. And I don't know, just kind of be a little bit more present.
Yeah, maybe like some maybe photo editing or video editing or graphic design stuff. Who knows? I'm just gonna try more things, I think, this year.
Yeah, kind of branch out a little. And it's nice because then like we already kind of have content from that we can kind of edit into videos to put onto our YouTube channel. And then we're going to try to start making like videos again. Like actual videos.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to do the podcast bi-weekly, and then the weeks that we don't have the podcast, we're gonna try to do a YouTube video.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, put in the Twitch stuff in there, and then music and stuff too.
Yeah, or maybe some random stuff. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. One of our weird random skits. I miss doing that.
Yeah.
We would just sit there and like laugh for like 90% of the time though.
Yeah.
Like laugh at our own jokes because we're dorks.
Well, that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it.
So there's been positives for this 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We made it through, so that's good. It was dark times for a while though.
Yeah, it just seems like everywhere you're reading stuff is just like kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. I mean, still the state of pandemic is really bad. Our numbers are ridiculous, and we're still not doing great with like the whole vaccine distribution stuff and everything.
Yeah. But at least there is a couple of vaccines now, so making progress.
Yeah. And then just like the whole political environment was terrible. All of the, you know, protests and the like the Black Lives Matter movement and George Floyd and like all of that was just really sad and depressing. But I think the way that everything got handled kind of revealed all the problems we all already know are there, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think any of them are going to get fixed overnight, but it's going to be something that you got to take step by step to correct.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically our 2020, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's about it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think back if there's anything else that we missed.
Kind of want to block it all out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Except for the good parts. There were good parts. I mean, I feel like Twitch was like a huge part of making me survive in 2020.
Yeah.
You know, there's just like really great people that like rallied around us. Even like the whole hot water heater. One of my fellow streamers found out about it and took it upon themselves to let everybody know that we didn't have hot water, and they proceeded to call me Frosemary Teal. And just kind of like rallied around me to like you know, be more present on my streams and give donations and stuff and things so that we could get some money so we could replace it. I feel like he was more invested than I was. But it was really nice to have hot water. I just don't know how to control it.
Yeah, it's very hard to get used to. But we'll work on that.
Yeah. Still don't know like the right level of like cold water to mix in because we never had to mix in cold water before. So, yeah.
Yeah. And now if you don't, you're just going to like literally get like burns on your skin. It's that hot.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What else do we want to talk about?
Trying to think. I don't think there's anything else.
I think that kind of wraps it up.
Yeah.
So like for the podcast, we were thinking that we want to kind of have it be a little bit more like organic this time and not pre-plan what we're going to talk about. So we made this little bowl here for people that are watching. For people that are not watching, there's a bowl in front of us on the table. And then it just has like these little slips of paper where we're just kind of writing things that we think would be a good topic, a good thing to talk about, and putting it in the bowl. And then we were thinking like other people can kind of give us those ideas too.
Mm-hmm. Either on Twitter, you can add us at Tealfish Studio, or you can leave a comment on YouTube, or let us know on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're in our Discord or whatever, just let us know like things you think would be interesting to hear us talk about, and then we'll just kind of grab something from the bowl, and that will just be our conversation for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Trying something new for the new year.
yeah. Artistic take on things. So yeah, and then we're gonna try to do it bi-weekly, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the opposite weeks we'll do the YouTube-y stuff.
Yeah. I think that just about wraps it up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can find our podcast if you want to watch it in video format. It's on YouTube. We don't have a dedicated URL yet, but we're working on that.
Close.
You can also find us on Stitcher, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcasts.
Yep. And then you can always come and hang out with us on Twitch. So yeah. Here's to a better year, hopefully.
For everybody.
For everybody. And I mean, bad things are going to happen one way or the other anyway. Just try to go in with a positive attitude. That's something I got to work on.
Yeah, just take everything one day at a time.
Mm-hmm. That's the goal. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. And until next time, may your artistry always be unbounded. Bye.
Bye.